I'm asking the viewers, you guys contact us on Twitter and on Facebook. What do you think about Leicester City's performance, from Jamie Vardy to Riyad Mahrez to Danny Drinkwater? I mean, it was as if this was not the same team, you know, that were playing under Claudio Ranieri this season, but the team who played under him last season. Toby, I'll start with you. You know, it's when you look at some players, you know, people would say sometimes players are responsible for the exit of their coach when they're no longer satisfied with that particular coach. In the case of Leicester City, did that actually, you know, went through your mind when we were watching that game?
For me, I've read a lot of, on Twitter, on social media, the conspiracy theory of Leicester players trying to sabotage the effort of Claudio Ranieri. But the truth must be said, for every change in government or change in power, there's always the tendency for everybody to sit up, try to prove a point. Even if there's change in government, yeah, you see everybody, the minister, everyone wants to sit up. You change in administration, there's a reaction. It's positive. Everybody wants to impress. Change the leadership. Everybody wants to know, because the leader will come with his own style and let everybody to give everybody say it is not just a play as usual. But we've seen All City, Swansea, sacked their coach, changed their coach, and the same thing defeated the same Liverpool. It's not just a mere coincidence.
Instantly, was it like
yes, the next match, the next match is
miraculous. But the next match is bad. But
for me, I feel the lacking part. Like I said to a lot of people, I said what they just needed, the mentality and the morale of the players. They have issues psychologically. They just needed a space, and it's just unfortunate that they had to sacrifice Ranieri,
which would
because he's always the one that bear the brunt. When the team does well, is the manager. And Mourinho saying yesterday said he's advising Conte that once he wins the EPL, he should just go, because you don't wait to be disgraced, because they've done it for several coaches, more than 10 coaches. They've done it. You win the league, and they'll sack you. We don't even allow you to go. But the issue here we're talking about, Leicester City had a game plan. They had something to prove that okay, they are not dead. They want to rise up again. They need to prove a point, because there's a new change of guard, and they all came. A Drinkwater have not been drinking water, because he drinks water and he scored goal. He scored goal. We saw for a season in 2017 they've not scored a single goal. Yes. They scored 3 last night, and unfortunately against Liverpool, they have turned to Mr. Inconsistent, because Arsenal holds that tag before as the most inconsistent team. They win today, but Liverpool they collected the tag. They've taken it against teams who are struggling. They against All City, against One City, they lost. And these are teams, 4 matches they lost against teams that are struggling. When they want to play against Arsenal, play against Chelsea or top teams, they'll just come on fire, and it shows that they must step up their game, or else they might miss the top 4 for Liverpool. But for Leicester City, let's see. Against Sevilla, against their next 3 matches, let's see. But I know with this new energy, new vibe, and orientation, I feel they will escape the relegation.
Yeah, look at some stats, right?
Yeah, okay, let's go through.
Look at some stats coming from that game, and we'll start with Wilfred Ndidi. I mean, the kind of tackles he made, you know, in the game, you can only compare that to what N'Golo Kante did, against Liverpool. That was in January. He made about 14 tackles against Liverpool. That was N'Golo Kante. But Wilfred Ndidi made 11 tackles in that game. So this is a player, you know, who came up, and he actually gave his best in that game.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenge Leicester City was to plug in the hole there. When N'Golo Kante left, a lot of people just felt, okay, they could just replace him. But they saw the need for them to replace N'Golo Kante with Ndidi. And Ndidi came in and helped them to plug in the hole. And he has done well in that position.
Very well. And Jamie Vardy,
Jamie Vardy, 2 goals.
He has scored 5 goals in the last 3 Premier League games against Liverpool. And his first was Leicester City's first in the Premier League in 2017 after a run of 637 minutes without a single goal.
You have to say we saw the best of Jamie Vardy. I mean, the Vardy that we saw last year, playing on the shoulders of the last man, and you know, running in behind the defense and putting them under pressure. That's what we saw last year.
Part of the problem that affected Leicester City this season, their top players are not playing well. And when your top players are not playing well, it affects the morale of the team. Vardy has not been scoring goal Okazaki has not been playing well. Even Mahrez, the African Footballer of the Year, his form has dropped. At the time, Ranieri had to drop him and say this man just need to step up his game. So most of the players, even in the midfield, even at the defense, apart from the goalkeeper who has been be at the receiving end, and he just conceded goals. But the entire team have not been playing well. And now Vardy has come, he's discovered the scoring boat, and he's also built the confidence. And that's why players like Okazaki, Vardy, Mahrez, Drinkwater, and everybody, they are coming to the party. And I just because on our own Ahmed Musa to step up his game, because Musa is struggling to play.
No, we saw the picture of another great guy who hasn't really been scoring, talking about Felipe Coutinho. He scored his first goal in 12 games in all competitions for Liverpool in the game last night. And also talking about Leicester City, and if you check the percentage they've won this year, so anytime they get to score goal first, they get to win. Now Leicester have won all 6 of their Premier League games in which they have scored first this season. The only 100% record in the division. This is the only part they've been good. And 4 of Liverpool's 5 Premier League defeats this season, you talked about this earlier, have come against teams who started the day in the relegation zone.
Lost to Leicester, Hull City, Swansea, Bournemouth, Burnley. I mean, what's going on? Jurgen Klopp, after the game, said they're all playing for their futures. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, what's the mean?
Only him can explain that. But it's just unfortunate that Liverpool, you know, just like Hussein said, that Arsenal does not have the mentality to play against big team. And for Liverpool, playing against teams in the relegation zone, they find it very difficult. Although naturally it's always difficult to play against, but the hallmark of a champion, a team that is competing for a trophy like Chelsea, Man City, against a lower team, no, it's very difficult for you to underrate them. And they bring out their best. Instead of playing 100, they play 120 or 150 against team fighting relegation. Because if you take chances, they will bite you.
Yeah, talking about manager's reaction, the caretaker of Leicester City, Shakespeare.
I love
he says, I could see in their eyes that they were up for the fight in the warm-up. The professionalism of the players have never been questioned by me, okay? Having taken training with them, I know the criticism has hurt, and perhaps there was a little more fire in the belly because of that. They know they're guilty of underperforming, but this is only one result, and we must build on this.
That's right.
It's coming from the caretaker.
So, Toby, like, let's just, let's get it out from you straight away. I mean, do you agree with Shakes? It says the only thing that the players are guilty of is underperforming. All the other stories, conspiracy theories about, ganging up and getting the manager fired, he says that's not the case.
I love him because Craig has been part of Ranieri's backroom staff, and also understand the problem, and that's why it's always easier if someone is not available, the head is not, you just go for the assistant to just take and deputize, and he has done it well. They need to prove a point. That's what he said. The players need to prove a point that they've not been playing well. It's not about Cardio and Ranieri. They've not been playing well, and they come to the party, they step up their game. Let us see, just like they say, just one of those games. Let us see the consistency they're going to do in their subsequent matches, and they will not know whether there is a conspiracy theory or not. But the vision is escape relegation, because that is money, where the money is.
And that win has lifted them out of the relegation.
It's a fantastic moral booster for all the players, the coaches, even the fans. Because sometimes the fans find it difficult to come to the stadium to come and support, and you know that the game will end up with defeat. But now they get something to cheer about.
Okay. Yeah, apart from Shakes, Jurgen Klopp has been reacting as well to that very damaging defeat against Leicester City. He says the language issues become a bit harder when you lose. It's hard to find the right words. It's a bit speechless at the moment. That's what defeat does to you. It's not that Leicester were over-aggressive tonight. I think we were not physical enough. We knew how Leicester would play, go back to the roots. We could have done much better, but we let Leicester be Leicester of last year, and that's our fault. We should get criticized. This inconsistency makes absolutely no sense. And yeah, no sense at all.
He just said it. No, he just said it, and he has taken responsibility. There was a transition from the Leicester of this season to that back Leicester of last season. So he like very direct, physical, they know what they wanted, and they were making use of their wings. Because in their previous matches, 5 matches they've lost, they were playing as if they had nothing at stake. People started asking, was it not the same Leicester that played this powerful football, energetic midfield, when you have Golo Kante, you have Kazaki making those passes, and you have Albertin and other players, also Williams at the back, and Morgan, West Morgan, and every other person fighting. You see, they start the attack from the goalkeeper. When he launches his ball, there's always somebody running forward and try. And if one person is off the ball, what helped them last season was what they do when they don't have the ball. Very crucial. They are always marking. And that's what you see in Chelsea. When Moses or Alonso loses the ball, everybody falls back. Because they are the engine, they initiate the attack from the wings. They move forward and they block the midfield to make sure that if there is a loose ball, they quickly checkmate it. And that's what they did yesterday against Liverpool. For every match, anything Liverpool brought in, they were ready to counter it, and they were able to do that. But for Coutinho, like he has said, they did not play well. They underestimated the Leicester City players, and they suffered for it. But he must make a statement by winning the next 3 matches.